Yes. So let me continue. Yesterday we discussed here what all topics we have under this UI and each topic brief information we discussed. Here under web UI programming, we discussed here what all topics we have and each topic related information we discussed. HTML 4 and 5. Second topic here, CSS 2 and 3. Third topic here, it is JavaScript. Here, fourth one here, it is jQuery. Here, fifth one here, it is Ajax. Sixth one, responsive design. Here, seventh one, Bootstrap. Here, eighth one will be here, less and SAS programming. Ninth one here, it is project. 10th one here, it is exam. So total duration of my content will be here 2 months. I'm going to continue on all next 2 months on all these topics. Here, each topic introduction we have covered yesterday and day before yesterday. Today, I'll continue here. Today, I'll continue on 2024 at 9 p.m. Yeah. Today, I'll continue on basic introduction, how to install VS Code in our system, how to execute our programs with the VS Code. We will discuss that first program of our application we'll discuss. Here, we are learning here VS Code installation part. Here, UI means user interface. HTML, here UI always connect with the server connected to database. That is 3-tier architecture. HTML, it creates basic skeleton part of the web page. CSS gives you alignment for our application. JavaScript adds functionality to our application. jQuery is an external library of JavaScript. Ajax is an asynchronous call without refreshing, without redirection. If you get output for our application, that is Ajax. Responsive design, how can you develop your application? Here, responsive application, mobile phone, tablet, desktop in all different resolution. How to develop it, we'll learn it under responsive design. Bootstrap, suggest it is a framework. Here, Bootstrap is a framework of HTML, CSS, JavaScript framework. Lessons as is a superset of CSS. Project and exam, I'll continue in alternate weekend sessions. Alternate weekend sessions will continue on 1 weekend project session, 1 weekend project session. Here, now we will continue on this Visual Studio Code installation part. Here, VS Code. Here, VS Code. This is one IDE. Here, Visual Studio Code is one IDE. This is every programming is using IDE to develop their application. Here, we are using here one IDE here. That is VS Code. Here, that IDE will be here. This is one IDE. For web UI development, we will use IDE to develop our application. Web UI development, we always use IDE. IDE here, it is an integrated development environment. It is integrated development environment. Here under this, you can see here VS Code is our first topic. This VS Code autumn brackets, here autumn brackets, NetBeans, here like this, etc., etc. So many IDEs we have. Next here, next we are going for VS Code here. So just if you go for Google here, once you search for VS Code here, that VS Code will be installed in our system. Here VS Code, you will redirect to that VS Code site. See here. Here, searching for VS Code here, just enter. Here, VS Code here, just once you click on it, you can redirect your application form to this one. Here, VS Code, see this is download option. Once you click on this download option, you can see here, the downloaded one of Visual Studio Code. That is like this. This is the downloaded one of Visual Studio Code. If you double click on it, after couple of next steps, it will be installed in our system. So here next steps will be there. After couple of next steps, it will be installed in our system. So once this is installed in our system, automatically we can execute our code. Here, once you install this Visual Studio Code into our system, automatically you can open your program, you can execute your program. Here, go to the computer start button, search for VS Code. Here, then you can find it here, file. See, first go to the start button. See here, once you double click on it, see, I'm double clicking on this. Here, now accept the terms and conditions. Click on next button. See here, this is click on next button. This one, if you click on install button, automatically it will be installed in our system. So I already installed it. Here, couple of next steps, it will be installed in our system. See, I'll show you one more one. Here I accept terms and condition. This is one more window I have to show you. See here, this is one more window. Here, click on next button. Here, click on next button. See, it will be installed. One second. Here, by clicking on this next button, it will be installed in our system. So once it is installed, you can see here that execution of that program. Here, once you click on next button, it will be installed in our system. So after this, go to the computer start button. See computer start button, search for VS Code. So once I click on this VS Code will be opened in our system. Opened in our system. See here, that VS Code is opened into our system like this. See here, this is opened. So now let me share it, that screen here. VS Code download option and VS Code. See here, this VS Code is opened in our system like this. So now you can find it here, that VS Code, how it will be opened. See, this is VS. Here, this is one form tank. Here, this is one form tank. Sorry, this is one VS Code here. There is an option file. Here, open folder. So by this, you can open your folder. See, I'm creating one folder here, 9 p.m. folder I'm creating here. So in this 9 p.m. folder, select that folder. Just select that folder. So by this, VS Code will be opened in our system. See here, VS Code is loaded into our 9 p.m. folder is loaded into the VS Code. See what I'm doing here, start button, VS Code. There is an option called file. Here only you can find it here, open folder. So by this, our program will be opened in our system. Our program will be opened in our system, open folder. So by that, it will open it in our system. So after opening this one into our system, so here itself, you can find it here, file open folder option will be there. By that, see, I'm creating my own folder, 9 p.m. folder. Under this, here, I'm going to create one subfolder here, that is HTML4. Under this, I'm going to write our 1.html starting program, that is 1.html. I want to create it like this. Here, I'm writing here VS Code, file, open folder. By this, that program will be opened in our system like this. This way we can open it. Here I'm able to write that VS Code and I can execute my program like this. Here VS Code will be opened into our system like this. Okay. Here next one, here go to the file. I think you can see my screen. Here go to the VS Code. There is two options here. One is new folder, another one new file. Here new folder. I'm creating here HTML4. Here HTML4 as the new folder. Under this, I'm creating one new file here, that is 1.html. I'm creating 1.html. So now you can find it here. It is doc type HTML. Here itself HTML start and close, head start and close, and body start and close. Okay, we can write like this. Under this head section, we can write it here. Script tag, we use it here for writing JavaScript code. Style tag, we use it here for writing CSS code. Here, like this, we'll write basic code of HTML. Okay, so first I'm writing here. I'm creating one 9 p.m. folder in my system. I'm opening that folder into VS Code. And inside the 9 p.m. I'm creating HTML4 folder. Under this, I'm creating my own file of 1.html. Here, HTML is a hypertext markup language. Here, basically any HTML is a hypertext markup language. Here, markup means here, it is tag-based programming. Here, tag is nothing but it's an instruction to the browser. It's an instruction to browser. We can give our instructions to the browser in the form of tags. We have two types of tags. We have here, we are giving our own instructions to the browser. Web UI programming total will be executed by browser. HTML is a hypertext markup language. It is completely a tag-based programming. Tag is nothing but it's an instruction to the browser. We can give our instructions to the browser in the form of tags. Here one is paid tag. Second one is here unpaid tag. Paid tag and unpaid tag. Here one is paid tag. Here this paid tag generally will write it here. Once you start the tag, we have to close the tag like this. This is paid tag. Second one here it is unpaid tag. That unpaid tag generally will write it here tag name and here itself will close it. This is unpaid tag. Here we are learning here paid tags and unpaid tags. HTML paid tags will write like this. Here itself we are writing here paid tags and unpaid tags. Here once you write the starting tag, definitely you need to close the tag. This is paid. This is unpaid. Here I'm able to write all the list of tags, all are like this. Paid tags and unpaid tags. Here, basically, we are writing HTML format like this. So now you can see here it is doc type. Here HTML, here itself HTML start, HTML close. Under this, we can write it here, head start and close and body start and close. Head and body tag we can write like this. Head and body tag we can write like this. Yeah, this is the basic tag instruction. So I'm writing here completely tag based programming. Tag is nothing but instruction. So we can give all our instructions like this. HTML is a completely tag based programming. Tag is nothing but instruction to the browser. We are writing here all our instructions like this. So one.html program. Here itself we are writing here one.html. This one.html program will write like this. This way only we'll develop it. So I'm writing here HTML. HTML is a hypertext markup language. Here it is a tag based programming. Tag is nothing but instruction to the browser. Here, here we are using here some are paired tags and we will learn about the unpaired tags. Here in this basic any web page structure, if you open Zoom website or a VS Code, Visual Studio Code, any website if you check it, if you right click inspect element on that, you can see here standard code of web page will be here, doc type, HTML and body. Doc type is a special tag. It is giving instruction to the browser. It is a document type of HTML. Doc type here it is document type of HTML is comes under doc type. Here head tag and body tag we use it here to develop our application. Head tag and body tag we use it here to develop our application. Here doc type, HTML, head and body tag is the standard code of HTML. Doc type, HTML, head and body tag is the standard code of HTML. Here doc type, here it is document type of HTML. Doc type is nothing but it's a document type of HTML. Head and body you can see here in the web page. Here now if I remove this head section, delete the head part. See if I delete the head section, see here. Output will be like this. Total alignment is missing here. If I develop my application without head section, output will come like this. Here, suppose if I don't write the body part, see, delete the body part. If I delete the body part, you cannot see any output here. So standard code of HTML will be here, doc type, HTML, head, body. Now we are learning here what all list of paired tags and unpaired tags. Here one is paired tags. Here paired tags are here. Once you start the tag, we have to end the tag like this. This is paired tag. Example for this here, body tag is a paired tag. Here HTML tag is also a paired tag. Head tag is a paired tag. Here script tag is also a paired tag. Here script. Then style tag is also comes under paired tag. Then H1 to H6. Here H1 to H6 all comes under paired tags. H1 to H6 all comes under paired tags. Paragraph tag is also a paired tag. Like this, we have some list of tags all comes under paired tags. Here, once you start the tag, definitely you need to close the tag. This is only, we call it as paired tags. Here, paired tags generally will write like this. Okay, we have some list of tags all comes under paired tags. And one more list of tags we have. That is second category of tags are here, unpaired tags. These unpaired tags are here. Once you start the tag, definitely you need to close the tag there itself. Example for this, image SRC is used to display images. BR tag for break line, HR tag for horizontal line, input type text, input type button, input type radio, all comes under here unpaired tags. Input type button, input type radio, input type text. Here like this, embed tag is also used to display videos. MP3 or MP4 videos we can display for our program. It is possible by embed tag. This is also unpaired tag, etc. All comes under unpaired tags. Here itself we are learning here that list of paired tags and unpaired tags. Pair here, once you start the tag, definitely you need to close it. Here unpaired tag here, once you start the tag, here, once you start the tag, definitely you need to close the tag, that is unpaired tag. That list of all unpaired tags all will be like this. Okay, this is all about the pair and unpair for our HTML. Here, HTML is a hypertext markup language. It is completely a tag-based programming. Tag is nothing but instruction to the browser. We are giving all instructions to the browser in the form of tags. Here we are learning here all the list of paired tags and unpaired tags. Here all paired tags will be like this. All unpaired tags will be like this. Okay. Here now I'll go for that list of pair and unpair. Here HTML, script, style, script for JavaScript, style for CSS. Here inside the body, I'll write H1. H1, this is one type of heading. Here like this, H1 to H6 we can write. Here H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. Here we are writing here H1 to H6, all different headings for our application. We can show you like this. Here, all sizes of headings will write like this. And P tag is used to display paragraph content. Here, P tag we are displaying here. P tag we are writing here. Suppose if you write lorem 5 words of content we can write. If I write lorem 10, see here, 10 words of content you can create. See, dummy content. It is not a, rather than typing dummy content, you can write lorem followed by some number. Lorem 2000, if you write 2000 words of content, it will display. So this way we can write it here, paragraph content. So I'm writing here all the list of tags under HTML. Here, these all list of pair and unpaired tags will be like this. Paragraph tag is used to display paragraph content. Here, H1 to H6 all comes under headings. H1 to H6 will use it as our different sizes of headings for our application. H1 to H6 headings. P tag is for paragraph. Here, I tag, italic content like this. We have some list of tags. So let's see here execution. We wrote our program. How can we execute our program? To execute our program, we have to use here in this VS Code, only, here Visual Studio Code, go for extension. Here in VS Code, go for extensions. Under this, you can find it here, live server. Live server, you can click on install button. You can click on install button. So it will be installed in our system. So VS Code extension live server, you can click on install button. So by this, it will be installed in our system. So once it is installed in our system, see here, go to the VS Code, search for live server. Here itself, it is a live server. So once you click on that live server here, you can click on install button. So by that, live server will be installed in our system. Here, once it is installed, when you right click, here, when you right click, open with live server. See here, open with live server. So by this, your program will be run with the live server. See here, my program will get executed with the live server. See, my program is executing with live server like this. Without this also, you can execute it. Go to the programs. So where you have saved your program, go to the 9 PM, HTML4, double click. Like this also you can execute. You can execute your program in two different ways. One is with live server, another one here, another one here, directly open our file through browser. Two ways we are executing here. One is directly opening the file with the browser. Another one here, it is opening our live server. Let's write that here. Once you install this live server in VS Code, go to our program of one.html. Just right click on it here. By this, you can find it here, open with live server. Open with live server option will be found. So by this, your program will be opened in the live server like this. Here, your program will be opened in the live server like this. Here, VS Code extension, search for live server. So by that, live server will be installed in our system. So once it is installed, you can find it here, VS Code one.html. Once you right click on it, you can find it here, open with live server. By this, your program will be opened in the live server. Your program automatically opens in the live server like this. This way we can execute our programs. Here, this way only we can execute our program in this Visual Studio Code. Here, we are executing our programs with a VS Code. Here, like this. Up to now, what I have covered here. So, what all topics we have, and just one line information I gave you under Web UI. After that, I started installation procedure of IDE here, that is Visual Studio Code IDE, how to install it, how to write our programs, we discussed. After this, I explain here how to write our one.html program in the VS Code, configuration, and how we can run our programs with the VS Code we discussed. HTML is a hypertext markup language, and we started our first topic HTML4. Under this, HTML is a hypertext markup language. It is completely a tag-based programming. Tag is nothing but instruction to the browser. We can give all our instructions to the browser in the form of tags. Here, these tags are here, paired tags and unpaired tags we have. So that list of paired tags and unpaired tags, how we can write it, you can understand like this. Here it is list of pair and unpair. Here it is the body tag and unpaired tag and paired tag. So this way only we can write it here, all our HTML tags. Here all HTML tags. Here paired tag here. Once you write the starting tag, definitely you need to close the tag. Unpaired tag is a self-closing tag. Here in this paired tag, body tag, HTML tag, header tag, script tag, style tag, H1 to H6 tags. So if you check it here, H1 to H6 in the execution, H1 is very bigger size, H6 is very smaller size. Here, very bigger size heading and very smaller size heading, we can show to the user like this, H1 to H6. And paragraph is used to display paragraph content for our application. Here, paragraph content for our application, we can show to the user by P tag. Here, P tag I'm using here to display paragraph content for us. Here, under this, here P tag, here dummy content of the paragraph, we can write it by lorem. Lorem is the keyword. With that, you can display dummy content in the application. H1 to H6, all paragraphs, all headings, and P tag is used to display paragraph content. Okay, P tag is used to display paragraph content for us. H1 to H6 and paragraph will be like this. Next, we are going for H1 to H6. It is displaying here paragraph content for us. Here, H1 is a bigger size heading, H6 is a smaller size heading. If you right click inspect element on this, you can see here every tag has its own CSS. See, H1 tag, if you check it here, that font size is 2 EM. H2, if you check it here, 1.5 EM. H3, 1.17. Here, H4, H4, it is no font size. H5, 0.83 em. H6, 0.67 em. These all are the different font sizes for our program. Okay, so I'm writing here different font sizes for our program like this. H1 to H6, all font sizes will be like this. H1 will show you bigger size heading. H6 will show you smaller size heading. Here, this way only we can write it here. Here, this way only we can write it here, all our headings. All different sizes of headings for our program, we can write it like this. Okay. Here in this time, we are writing here H1 to H6, all different sizes of headings. Under this, H1 is a bigger size heading. H6 is the smaller size heading. And P tag is used to display paragraph content for us. Here, P tag is used to display paragraph content for us. Here, paragraphs are here. Any type of paragraph. Here, any length of paragraph. You can write by any length of paragraph, you can write it by using lorem is the keyword. Lorem is one keyword. With that, you can write any length content of the paragraph like this. Here, next one. Here, after this, H1 to H6, all headings. P tag is used to display paragraph. Here, H1 will show you bigger size heading. H6 will show you smaller size heading. Okay, so next one, here H1 to H6, all headings. And paragraph is used to display paragraph content. Here, next I'm going for one more one here. Paragraph settings. And then here, every tag in the HTML has its own CSS. So here, these headings we are using in the real time to develop their application. In this VS Code, see here in this code.visualstudio.com, you can see here, download Visual Studio Code content is there. When you right click inspect element, see here, this is because of H1. Because of H1, it is displaying here bigger size heading like this. See, second one here, it is paragraph. So like this, we can write it here, all our content. Here, H1 is a bigger size heading. This is paragraph content. So this way only will display our output. H1 bigger size heading and this is paragraph. This way only we can write it. See, up to now we discussed here how to install Visual Studio Code, how to write only the first one, that is paragraph content, how to write it, we discussed. And from DURGASOFT organizer, they informed to me, you are giving invalid numbers in the registration of this class link, Zoom link, and you are not lifting the call from organizer. Every day it is busy for Mishra, Anand Mishra, Sandeep, and Satyam, here Karim. Here you all not lifting the call, busy, and they are getting here busy and as well as not lifting call from there. So Karim, please lift from organizer. Rajkumar, you are not in the yesterday's list, but try to answer to them. Yes.
Ma'am, actually, I have completed the payment also.
You have?
I have completed the payment and registration process.
Registration process completed. Yeah, so I didn't got your mail address. So I have to get it from organizer. Please inform to organizer, share your mail ID with me. So by that I can share my drive access with you.
Okay.
Okay. So today itself, and this night itself, let me get your mail ID. So contact them and inform to them. If I get your mail ID, you will get communication from my side.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, Rajkumar, yeah, this is the third class for you, right? Yes, Rajkumar.
Yes, ma'am, third class.
Yeah, so why you are not lifting call from organizer? DURGASOFT,
I am registered already.
you already completed registration.
Yeah, registered complete.
Registration. So you are a package student or a only UI student?
What?
Only UI or a package?
UI package, real time problem.
UI, only UI. You registered for only UI classes, right? You paid
Uh,
for UI.
Yeah, only UI technologies.
You only UI. Okay. Okay, fine. So I didn't got your both addresses. I got only 2 mail IDs.
Package includes what courses?
Java package, core, advance, and Spring Hibernate, Spring Boot and UI, Oracle, like that, 10, 15 courses for Java package.
Okay.
Java full stack, UI full stack, or only Java basic package, like that, different combinations we have.
Okay, I'm a .NET developer.
You are related to .NET.
Yeah,
Are you learning .NET?
yeah, I am learning already.
Are you working as a developer or you are learning?
Learning.
Learning, okay. Yeah, so only these 2 mail IDs I got it from organizer, only 2 mail IDs. So I didn't got you both mail IDs here. So let me get your mail IDs from organizer, and before that, share your mail IDs in this chat window.
My mail ID is already included. First one is not my mail.
First one is your mail ID only.
Yeah.
Okay. So another one, Karimullah. Please share your mail ID here in the chat window. Yes, are you sharing?
Yes, ma'am. I have shown.
Yeah, send it in the chat window.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So today, up to today, we completed basic introduction part of UI. And first session we started pair and unpair tag. We are discussing now. Yeah, tomorrow and day after tomorrow, I'm not available. I'm going to travel. So Saturday, I'll let you know, do we have class or not. So mostly we have class on Saturday. Otherwise, we'll get new link for Monday class. Okay, any information I'll mail to you. So today, tomorrow and day after tomorrow, no class. Saturday, do we have class or not? I'll mail to you. Okay. Yeah. Karimullah, I didn't got your mail address.
No, no, I think the chart. Okay.
You typing?
Let me keep everyone. That I will get there. Please.
Let me.
And when will the demo classes will complete?
This week, actually, till now we have only 3 registrations. If you are okay, you can join Rajkumar. You already joined last week, before week only, starting onwards. If you are okay, you can join at 6 a.m. batch. 6 a.m. If you are okay.
9 p.m. is complete.
9 p.m. only comfortable to you?
Right.
Okay. Okay. So it will take 1 more week time.
Okay.
That's it for today.
Ma'am, I have not shared my mail ID.
Your mail ID?
Bogolu Karim.
Okay, yeah, you shared, right? So I'll
Yes.
copy it and I'll save it in my list. So and contact, I'll inform to organizer. So, yes, okay, yeah. And tomorrow, day after tomorrow, no class. Saturday information, I'll mail to you. Okay, yeah,
Okay.
that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.